Hello, everybody. Welcome to the third episode of the Liberty or Death podcast. I'm super tired because I've been doing live streams all fucking day, but I'm actually pretty excited for this one because I've done like the entire political compass today. I talked to Reverend Annie in the morning, and she's like a socialist and like communist Black Panther. And then I went on Adam Kokesh's show, and then tonight I got some of my favorite conservative-leaning libertarian ladies that they can explain themselves. But first up, I got my good friend Liv. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm so happy to be here.
You're representing the goth takeover very well
Yeah,
tonight.
I'm not even a goth, but I just love Naomi's makeup. I love Jesse's makeup. I just wanted to try it out.
Heck yeah. And then another friend of mine, Miss Jenni. You're muted,
She's
Jenni.
muted.
Hi.
Peak professionalism.
Yes.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. So tonight this is kind of the perfect people to talk about this because I've brought it up on like 100 shows, and you guys might actually have like the answer to this question of I got really hopeful during the lockdowns when like conservatives actually started going outside during the anti-lockdown protests. And I'm like, oh my God, like you guys are actually like doing things. Like, this is crazy. This is awesome. And then it just died and they stopped. So like, how do we get back to that? How do we get like right-leaning people to like out and doing shit again?
I don't know. I'm really pissed because I felt like we were seeing a kind of wake-up call how conservatives viewed the police once they saw that they would be arrested for going outside without a mask and going to church and going to work and all that kind of stuff. And now they're back to bootlicking. They're back to fucking bootlicking. Like, they literally don't care. They don't care. They think that if you have drugs in your system or if you have a gun or you flash a gang sign, you deserve to die. So that's what's pissing me off lately. So I don't know if they will go back to their quote unquote anti-authoritarianism, because clearly that was very short-lived and very performative, I think.
Yeah, like honestly, like conservatives these days, it looks like they're anti-authoritarian when it fits their agenda. If it doesn't, then like, for example, like the Second Amendment thing, they're all like, yes, shall not be infringed. But then when Antifa starts carrying their weapons, they're saying like, oh no, they're criminals, we need to lock them up. But really they're just holding they're just bearing arms.
Yeah, that we saw that with what, right. Jack Posobiec or whatever, when it wasn't even anti-fascist. It was us. It was Boogaloo Boys, and it was a Breonna Taylor caravan, and like people like, and again like cars driving down the street, not blocking traffic, two dudes with rifles just calmly walking alongside, taking security. All these conservatives in the comments, call in the National Guard.
Well, it's crazy because I like Jack. I know him in real life.
Yeah, I don't have any like big beef with him,
but
anything,
he does
like, Jack,
post these like things. He does retweet these things that a lot of his followers are very reactionary, and like you said, they're like, "Call the cops! Bring in the National Guard!" Like, what the fuck? What do you mean? And we saw the same thing, and I don't even know who this person is, but I keep seeing, I blocked him already, but I keep seeing this guy, John Cardillo, posting like Devontae Wright holding a gun and a blunt, saying that that's the reason, like basically he's not like saying it outright, but implying that that's the reason why he got shot by the cops, even though he got shot by somebody who thought they were holding a taser. So he was accidentally shot, but he's just fine anyways. And then I go to his page, and he has so many selfies holding guns. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh, I remember
these
that
like
guy.
These conservative boomers hold a shotgun and a beer, but when they see a black person holding a pistol and a blunt, they get their panties in a fucking wad.
Yeah, I mean, like every one of their motherfucking Tinder pages is them with a hunting rifle and a fish in their hand. But like, God forbid, you know. It's ridiculous. That's why on that day I made like a point to like post like 13 selfies of me pointing my rifle like directly at the camera, and I'm like, here you go. If I ever get killed,
it was a little scary. I was scrolling my timeline. I saw a bunch of them. I was like, what's going on, Magnus?
I was just having a moment because that's like,
I feel like you're always having a moment.
Yeah, I am a moment. I am a perpetual fucking moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it like it's gotten to the point now too where like they're banning menthol cigarettes, And
That's
it's like
anti-black.
Yeah,
First
but
of all,
That's anti-black, first of all.
I also point out as someone who has many friends like that is also anti-white trash, including a lot of people that are conservatives. And like, I see comments of like, oh, well, they're gross cigarettes anyways. I'm like, you boot-licking motherfuckers.
look, why are you defending that? And they're banning blunt wraps too. That's anti-black.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's gonna cause
I saw an article.
You mean the cigarillos?
Yeah, they're banning
like
cigarillos.
white owls and shit. They're gonna ban those. Like,
I saw that they were banning. I saw an article saying they were banning backwoods and cigarillos. I was like, what the fuck?
they want riots.
They
Oh, I will riot for this. I'm
they
against
want
violence.
Dude,
I'm against the destruction of private property. I will riot for my motherfucking blunts.
Every trailer park in the country is gonna fucking light on fire. Goddamn, Kyle and his dad's fucking Camaro goes there and gets told he can't buy blunt wraps. He's gonna be right next to BLM. He don't even know what they're talking about. He's just mad. He can't buy my fucking blunt wraps.
I will literally join Antifa. I will literally join Antifa.
It's just fucking crazy.
I'll riot if they get rid of cigarillos. What?
It's ridiculous. And remember, Cop Mala said they did not have time to legalize marijuana, that they were too busy doing other things.
Yeah, like locking up Black and brown people for marijuana.
Like, what? Yeah, you're too busy arresting them. What do you mean? What do you mean? And Biden ran on that platform. Biden ran on the platform that they were going to decriminalize marijuana. And where the fuck is it? Honestly, I'm all about the states' rights, but I feel like at a certain point, when you have people across the country sitting in jail, write a fucking executive order. Literally decriminalize that shit. Legalize that shit right now. Like, literally. I need people out of jail because that really pisses me off because I could be in jail right now. Like, if the police had a warrant and searched my house, I would definitely be in fucking jail right now. Like,
you picked a spicy podcast to say that on because I get visited by the FBI on a routine basis.
No, I'm not saying I have hard drugs. I'm just saying like they would smell weed and like fucking check my stash.
Well,
I'm about to pack a bowl right now. So I don't really care. If the feds bust through my door right now.
now it's gonna be like smells like Cools in this car. I'm only laughing because it's so fucked up. But again, like to the point though, like I legitimately got excited because being on the street is so important. And like the people in Yale know this because they're the only motherfuckers that door knock. So at least you guys like obviously that's
we do shit at least.
Yeah, that's obviously that's different because that's electoralism. That's a little different than street protest and stuff. But at the same time, like you're actually like talking to human beings instead of bots on fucking Twitter. And I got so excited because like all these guys were going out and they were intermingling with like BLM protesters and there was conversations happening, like normal people were coming in and out. And I do think that does have like a part of why like so many Black people are buying guns as well, is because these people started having conversations. And maybe there were a bunch of like BLM people that talked to like some militia dude like, hey, I should get one of those,
I think that's the case.
But then it transformed into Stop the Steal, and then Trump fucking got out of office, and then I have not seen like a conservative protest since.
I know all the conservatives thought they were like on some Boogaloo Boys shit when they stormed the Capitol. Like, no, dude,
no.
This is not what's happening.
Your king in office.
Yeah, and sorry, it's not Boog if there's no guns. Sorry, y'all were doing some fucking what is that one place? Medieval times shit. That's what you
just running through with like jousts and shit.
Was that one Republican senator that locked himself in the bathroom with like a Civil War era cavalry saber? He was like,
what?
Yeah, there was an article on it. He locked it. He grabbed a fucking sword off the wall and went into the bathroom. Was like ready to go.
Meanwhile, it's crazy because there's like some. I don't dislike her, but she's kind of annoying with the daily gun post. Lauren Boebert, she's like always like out here like I have guns, but nobody. Maybe I'll speak for myself. I had no idea that Massey carried on the Hill until he tweeted that he was safe and that he was carrying. And I was like, okay, why is this bitch making such a big deal about it and acting like everyone's out to get her when Massey clearly carries inside the building as well? Like, that was just stupid.
This is Massey's just discreet as shit about it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
you never expect him because he's a big dork. He's like a super nerdy looking dude and everything. Yeah. And he's strapped.
I wouldn't have suspected that, but Boebert, like, I appreciate her like advocacy like for Second Amendment stuff, but like Only
Yeah, I
other
don't dislike
thing-
her. She's just annoying.
she's kind of annoying.
But again, like props to the Republicans. That guy makes the third one, Boebert and Massey being the other ones, where like everyone else is like freaking out and sitting on the floor and crying, and like Massey's sitting in his office like live tweeting like, "I'm strapped, I'm good, I don't care, come get some."
He didn't give a fuck.
I'm cool, dude. I don't care. Yeah, I mean, like I don't even know what they're doing congressionally. I mean, obviously they're the minority party, so they're probably not accomplishing anything. I know on the local level they're going crazy on the gun stuff, just running around passing everything. And I think Tennessee they passed like a marijuana decriminalization bill or something. No, they put it forward. The Republican.
Yeah, things
Party.
are looking good now. I've seen. I know. I saw Maggie angrily tweeting how Louisiana didn't do constitutional carry the other day, and she was really disappointed. So it's a trade-off here and there.
Dang.
Louisiana?
Yeah, in Texas we're trying to get constitutional carry passed too over here. The Democrats.
I'm in Maryland, so I'm not even going to try. There's no use in me trying to do anything here. It's completely useless.
But again, like to the point about the conservative thing, though, like constitutional carry has brought so many rats out of the woodwork. Because you got like these CPL trainers and these like police unions and everything coming out and giving speeches about how awful and bad it would be, and it'd be Wild West pimp style and like all this
fucking pigs.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, there you go. Like I don't know how to tell you guys as much as possible. Like the authorities are not on your team. And like when the Proud Boys were like burning back the blue flags and shit, I was like, oh my God, they're starting
You
to get
just realized that?
you're starting to understand. And now they've gone right back. Like they've just checked.
No, they don't give a fucking Proud Boys is basically gone though. I have like 2 remaining contacts in Proud Boys from when I met them a couple of years ago. And like after Enrique, like the not the founder, but like the head of Proud Boys, he was exposed as a federal informant. So after that, it kind of like split off into different factions.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, we survived that after our figurehead got exposed as a federal agent.
So what happened with that? What he was like feeding them information or what?
I mean, there's nothing concrete, but like every single person he ever fucked with got raided by the FBI, and like there's a whole backstory behind that. I could talk for an hour about it, but yeah, he's out of the movement for being sketchy.
Damn.
Yeah, which goes, and I mean, what you had Tom, what was it, Nicholas Stallwork, like one of the libertarian, like main people in the Libertarian Party, was proven to be a Fed informant, and like, yeah, dude, they'll prop up everybody and take over all your shit.
Wow.
Being a Fed is like the new selling your soul to the devil. Like everyone's a fucking Fed now.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. Because all they got is time and money, and the demand for domestic terror is higher than the supply, so they have to just run around and create their own shit.
Right. They have to create domestic terrorism.
That's fucked.
That's why they're visiting my goofy ass.
I know. What did you even do?
Nothing.
Yeah. Literally nothing.
You're a right wing extremist, Magnus.
Yes, I remember. No, remember, I'm an alt communist post igloo. That's what I was just called on Twitter.
Right. Sorry. Sorry for misgendering you right there.
And remember, Liv, we agreed that you're alt black.
Oh yeah, I'm alt black. I'm not quite black. I'm literally just alt black. That's it.
Oh my gosh.
Fucking God. But no, yeah, how do we fix this? Give me some ideas. How do we get these fucking boomers and these flag wavers and shit?
Keep scaring the shit out of them. Keep scaring the shit out of them. I want to post as many videos as possible. I'm always retweeting videos of cops like trying to kick people out of church or trying to, force them to wear a mask. It doesn't matter if it's black, white. Like I don't really play like the whole Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter thing. Like I really don't give a fuck because cops do this to everybody. Perhaps black people at certain higher rates in certain areas, but pointing that out isn't going to make conservatives care, a lot of them, because they just don't relate to it. They don't relate, over like a drug charge, but they will relate if you show them like some fucking white boomers like themselves being arrested for being outside without a mask. So anytime I come across a video of that happening, I always retweet it because I feel like I just have to expose them to that for them to kind of inch further into like anti-authoritarianism, I suppose.
Yeah, and I guess my way of doing it would just be I wouldn't do it like, yeah, like social media is like one of the good ways to expose them. And like another one is like actually having conversations with these conservatives, like in real life, and like basically sharing your experience, like at least like in a way that comes from a liberty perspective. Like when you talk about it, like you got to talk about like how the police can like enforce laws that are unconstitutional or statist, and realize that these people are not like, they're not obligated to protect and serve the people. They're obligated to enforce the law. So yeah, I feel like the GOP needs to like realize that they should actually be on the side of the people. You would be better off on the side of the people than on the side of the state, the police, because like, I mean, you're supposed to be limited government anyway.
It's real surreal to me, because like they like if I just go into politic mode and get rid of principles, a lot of the police departments, the big ones, are like run by Democrat police unions and
every
Democrat
single one of them,
and taking orders from Democrats. But then you guys like turn around and like worship them. And I don't even think that's a valid reason to hate them. I think there's way better reasons. But like if I'm going to play by your logic, like why? You know?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. How about we actually be principled? Like I watched this short little cartoon clip from this channel on YouTube. It's called Freedom Tunes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I watched that one, and it was basically like roasting Republicans about how they've adopted different values like almost every 5 years or so. So, and it's just making fun of like Republicans about like how unprincipled they've become. Like, okay, y'all don't like this abortion, but you'll take this abortion if it looks like this, da. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Michael Malice quote,
everything.
The Michael Malice quote about how I think it's like Republicans are just progressives riding the brakes.
I think it's Democrats doing the speed limit.
Oh yeah, that you're right. Yeah, they're just, Republicans are just Democrats doing the speed limit, which is
like the great value version of
this. That's what I'm saying.
But yeah,
they don't want socialism. They want slow and steady socialism.
Yeah, they're completely fine having corporatism and bailing out these huge corporations and bailing out farms. They don't care about that. They don't care about raising the national debt. I mean, even the entire time that Trump was in president, the federal funding for Planned Parenthood increased every year and broke records every single year. Every single year they were funded more than before federally under President Trump. Like he talked about defunding Planned Parenthood his entire term. It never happened. They got the highest amount of funding they've ever gotten in the 4 years that he was president.
Yep. There's a lot of things about that, of all like a lot of programs he went after only grew. So it's like I don't even wade into the abortion argument, but again, like that's your guys' party, you know, you Republicans, that's your party. Yeah. They're doing the opposite of what you fucking want them to do, and you're still yelling at me for not supporting them. It's like, I don't get why you are. Like,
right. They're supposed to represent you. Vote for this, if you vote for third party, you know, the other guy's gonna win. I'm like, y'all do the same fucking thing. Y'all do the same thing. Like, Trump is better than Biden, but like, not, it's like a marginal amount. I'm realizing, because people acted like Biden was going to be like the super progressive communist, right? That's what they were like fear mongering, and he's not a communist at all. He's not a communist at all. He's basically the same amount of fiscally conservative as Trump was, and that really, he's more of a fiscal moderate. Really wasn't fiscally conservative at all. And so I'm like looking at it now, I'm like, yeah, socially, he's like very socially liberal, socially progressive. But in terms of like military spending, in terms of like the national debt, like anything that has to do with the economy, nothing really changed.
Yeah.
Maybe gas is more expensive now. That's like the one thing everyone keeps talking about.
I know.
Oh, it's like $2.50, $2.60 down here, like a gallon. Here.
It's like $3.25.
In California, it's like $4 in some places.
Well, California is a fucking hell state, and everything.
Yeah.
There, so.
$4 for gas?
I was talking to my friend who's like in the LA area, and he was saying it's like 402, 408.
Oh my gosh! Forgive me of my ignorance. I've lived in Texas my whole life. $4.
Yeah, you buy the fucking oil fields and shit. Shut up.
Yeah. You probably frack in your backyard and just take the oil straight from your fucking pipes.
I have a friend actually up here in Michigan where he's never worked a fucking day in his life because they found oil on his property, and now he just gets paid by the company like royalties, and he just chills all day. He's like 20, he's 29 now. He hasn't worked since he was like 18.
How did it? Was it like his parents' land that he owned that he like got?
It was passed down. It was willed to him from his grandparents, and then like 2 years after they died, before he could legally take it over, they found oil on it. So then they just like, hey, I think it's like, we'll give you like $2,000 a month if you'll let us drill for oil on your yard. And he was like, sweet. And he's just been cruising ever since.
I'd fucking do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
$2,000 a month.
Meanwhile, I'm broke as a motherfucker over here. But
same.
Yeah, I mean, I just like, because I mean, I guess there isn't really an answer because we keep trying to get to it of how we get him out on the streets, and then we just go back to bitching at him and calling him lazy cucks. So, but we have to figure it out. I don't know what to do because it will, like, that's the whole point of like everything I'm doing is the progressives will never accomplish anything by themselves. The liberals will never accomplish anything by themselves. Libertarians are never going to accomplish anything by themselves. So like more groups of people have to be like on the streets moving towards same things.
Mm-hmm.
And the conservative is just a non-entity. Like, especially a lot of the more conservative, like Boogaloo boys had never gone to like street protests before, and they had no idea how to fucking act. And like, I've had to sit there and like coach these poor childs fucking through how like to act at an event, because they never done it before. They don't understand why are we stopping? Why are we all going right? Wait, why are the cops grabbing riot shields and shit? And it's like, oh God, you've never been to one of these before, have you?
Conservatives relying that the cops are on their side. Love that.
That something might be happening with that right now though, because Daniel Shaver, his wife, actually has like broken her silence after like 5 years, and
really?
She's all over TikTok talking about how the local police department is like going after her and harassing her and stuff.
Oh, I need to find her TikTok.
Yeah, she's going on Thaddeus Russell's show in a couple days. That's her first like public appearance, like talking about it. And that's like, okay, dudes, like this is gun rights, because the police were called because someone said he had a gun. He wasn't doing anything. They just said he was in his hotel room with a gun. White dude, shot and killed by the police. It's like, all right.
Yeah. And like all the conservatives are like, they only bring up his name, and they only bring up Duncan Lemp's name when they're deflecting from like black people that got killed. I literally see like one post every so often that's like, hey, can we bring awareness to this? But usually it's like under the post of like a black person who got killed. And I swear to God, if you talk about Ashley Babbitt and not talk about like the myriad of other people that got killed by police, you're fucking disingenuous. Like,
exactly.
It's
dude,
like
even Reverend Annie this morning, like Marxist, Black Panther, civil rights and everything, like was like that poor woman that was killed. So like, if she can fucking call that out, okay, Black Panther, like trained under Fidel Castro, if she can call that out, y'all can acknowledge some of these fucking like black people that have been killed. Okay,
they don't want to. They don't want to.
And you're right about like because I had a rant that like kind of went viral before even anything happened or got quote unquote famous, whatever you want to call this, about the all lives matter thing. And I went off of like, I understand the idea behind it, and I can get behind the idea because like you don't want it to be like, oh, only black people matter and black people matter more. I get all that. The problem is, like, we tried to have a protest for Duncan, and we tried to have a protest for Anthony Hulin, and all these white dudes that were killed by cops in like totally unjustified ways, and none of y'all showed up.
Yeah, they don't.
So it's like I feel like I could say that. I feel like I could say all lives matter because I've protested for pretty much every fucking race now, and I still don't use that. But you motherfuckers definitely don't, because you don't show up for anybody. You don't even show up for a cop that gets killed. You know, so like,
yeah, that's how you know they're just on Twitter. Yeah.
They're just purposely trying to be the direct opposite of the left. That's what they, honestly, I see it in a lot of their policies. So
yeah, me and Phil from All That Remains had a conversation about that of like you can, if you're fighting woke by becoming anti-woke, by becoming like nega woke, you're woke in the opposite direction. Like you're fucking up.
Yeah.
That's
Jenni, you have a comment for you.
Oh, I don't have my glasses on.
How's your grandma doing from one Nigerian American to another from The Alchemist?
Oh my gosh. My grandma's doing well. She got home from the hospital like I think yesterday or 2 days ago. Sorry, I'm a little high right now.
I could tell it a little bit.
Yeah.
Why are you not smoking with me right now? What the fuck?
She's had it in her hand the whole time.
I've had it in my
I literally wasn't even looking at. I had no idea what you were holding.
She's got the fucking Gucci vape.
Yeah, I was like, what is that?
Whoa, okay, hang on. I'm drinking Heineken right now, and I have my green screen on, and this is kind of fucking cool.
That was sick.
Whoa.
Hold on. All right, sweet. Sorry, I love this green
out
screen
right now. Oh
even though gosh. I need a bigger one because it obviously isn't working, but this is cool.
But yeah, thank you for asking.
Jennifer, what's been up with you lately? This past almost a year since I've seen you. I said, what's been up with you lately, like in this past year? Because I haven't seen you in a minute.
Oh, well, this whole past year, like since I left Missouri, like, I mean, I went further down with like the state chair thing with Yao, and so far I've been really like fighting for constitutional carry lately. Like, like as far as like what I've posted on Twitter and everything, like that
seems to be like Yao's like big fight right now. Anytime I see like an event for it, I see the eagle all over it.
Yeah, that's like, at least currently, that's what I'm doing right now. Just grinding it out.
Is there like a secret clause in like the Yao charter where you have to move to Texas? Because all of y'all are doing it slowly but surely.
Yeah, because the headquarters is in Austin. So.
Yeah, it used to be somewhere like somewhere on the East Coast. I think it was like either Pennsylvania or the DMV area, something like that. And then like I think it might have been Arlington, Virginia.
That makes sense.
No, that would have been way more convenient for me. I haven't been to HQ yet.
Yeah.
Well, you actually joined up, Liv? Are you actually part of it? I didn't know that.
We met on a Yao campaign.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Everyone I know is from Yao. David, Naomi, you guys. Jesus.
Yeah, it was a fun time. We were on two different campaigns, and like the last week she like joined our group and we had drunk karaoke, and it was like the best time ever.
Oh my, the first night of my working for Yao was the most degenerate shit in the world.
It was awful. We were out. Great. We were in the middle. Awful.
We were at some shitty hotel in the middle of nowhere in Indiana. Like the I think it was the day before 4th of July. Piss wasted, blowing up fireworks over public property. Like almost killed somebody with a firework. We blew up like a pile. Like one shot right at someone. And then I worked for them for one day until I found out that the candidate that we were canvassing for was like a pro-prohibition, like borderline neocon, and then I quit.
Yo, some of the candidates are not cool, but lately I've seen they like denounce the candidates when they come out against like constitutional carry and stuff, so that's cool.
That's good. Yeah, no, I don't have no beef with Yao. I was just like, I'm an anarchist, and I already thought that I was like kind of fucking over my principles, just trying to get.
Yo, they lie to people. I know like 2 people that were on that campaign that asked on the phone when they were being interviewed if this was like a more of like a left libertarian thing because they were like more liberal, and the person on the phone said yes, and they were not Trump supporters or Republicans. And then they got out to Missouri, and they literally left and went home. They literally went home because we were in the middle of nowhere, fucking Missouri. Like I remember like the first It was also the 4th of July. I don't know why they always have people come out there on the fucking 4th of July, like we're feeling patriotic or some shit. But
that's just a big push for primaries and stuff. Is always in August, so they make you come out.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what the reason was. Like they were doing specifically 4th of July shit. But like I remember like the first night I flew out there, and we actually like, got to the like location. We were in this fuck ass janky ass Super 8 in this place called Farming. The place was actually called Farmington, and we were just like with the first night we just got like super drunk in the hotel pool, and like the lady like yelled at us for having glass bottles in the pool. And then ever since then we just like did drugs and drank the entire time and had a grand old time. So it was actually fun to like knock though. It was my first time ever knocking. So
yeah, what cracked me up later is when I met back up with David through Twitter and his podcast, when we realized like, wait, you were the fucking guy that was in my car. Like, holy shit. Apparently that candidate came over and like smoked weed with everybody. And then when he was high as shit, that's when he said that he was going to oppose decriminalization of marijuana. And I'm like, that's the most Republican shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, David told me about that when I was on his show, or maybe when he was on my show, I think.
That's like I oppose gay marriage while he's like has like a boyfriend he's meeting every night, like Republican shit.
That's definitely happened before. I think there was a Republican that was exposed for it, or like he had like gay hookers or something.
Yeah, there was one of those, and then there was the Asian Democrat from California that got like voted for a bunch of gun control and then got busted like participating in like a gun running operation, like.
That black market shit. He probably benefited
from creating a black market. What?
That's what I never got like they buried it really quick, so like the details never came out. But he got arrested by like the ATF, like for like running guns.
It's just like that thing where like we don't really know who to root for because it's like corrupt ass politician, but I'm not at it.
That's what happened. It was like last week. One of Whitmer's people, this Democrat, got piss wasted and crashed his car into a ditch, and then the cops.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, then the cops came and honestly got like way too aggressive with the dude. They did the usual shit. He's a black guy.
Yeah, but then he's like, get Gretchen on the phone.
Yeah,
Gretchen,
but then he's on the ground. Yeah, he's on the ground. He's like, I'll call Gretchen. I'll have all your jobs. I'm like, damn, I can't root for anybody in this situation because I posted about it literally a year ago to this day. He voted. He co-sponsored a bill to increase the penalties for distracted driving. And then a year later to the day, his drunk ass crashes a fucking car into a ditch.
Yeah, they said his like alcohol was like twice the legal limit or something crazy.
Wow.
That's politicians for you right there. Rules for you, not for me. Shit.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Right. And I'm just trying to figure out where even the next conservative fight is. Because like the libertarians and the anarchists are like steamrolling away with the Second Amendment shit. Like we're like 200 miles ahead of them on that. We're knocking all these
Republicans are still out here talking about red flag laws and shit. I don't trust them to do the right thing.
We're giving constitutional carry. So like that's not a fight for them. The fight should be lockdowns, but they're like they'll complain on Twitter about it, but they're not doing anything.
No, and their governors who are still Republicans, like Greg Abbott was fucking horrible on the lockdowns. And people look at Texas, like liberals look at Texas as like the crazy state with like crazy easy and crazy lax lockdowns, but it was actually horrible. Like people went to jail and they fucking canceled Mobilize last year. So fuck Greg Abbott.
Yep. I mean, like one of my friends is currently sitting in jail and has been sitting in jail for I think a year. No, next month will be a year because when that bar in Central Texas that opened back up and they deployed like the state troopers and like armored vehicles and everything like that. The people that were doing armed security for that bar owner were Boogaloo Boys. And one of them his name is Philip Archibald, and he is still sitting in jail, no trial, no bail.
I remember because me and some other boys and some other of my Yao people, like we both we all met up to I guess rally at the FBI thing. Yeah.
So you actually went to Phil's protest then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so yeah, it's like, oh, crazy Texas, letting them do whatever we want. Like they deployed fucking armored vehicles on a bar for opening. And
That's
it's like, okay, like again, like where's the fight? Where's, like, I mean, they had that one thing in Long Beach where it was like all these California Republicans like crawled out of the woodwork and did like a big, huge anti-lockdown protest. But that was like once. It's like,
yeah, the way BLM had their protests across the country, that's what conservatives should have done.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be like
movement.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be across the country. Just pick one spot and be constant and annoying with it. Like if you look at like
go back every day instead of just one rally where you take pictures for Twitter and never go back.
Right.
Exactly.
Because like what we're doing in Louisville for Breonna Taylor, like we've just the Boogs have been out there for I think 237 days straight, and then other people have been out there like every day, like a whole year, every single day of March. So it's like if you aren't on that energy, then what are you doing? Like,
fortunately, no one here is like on that energy. So like I do my little like to anywhere. Like if I'm going inside, like and someone looks at me a certain way, I'll put it on. But like I typically, no one really says anything to me. I feel like we're in that age, especially with all these like DC like white liberals. Like they don't want to say anything to offend a black person, so like because they don't want to go like viral as like a Karen video or some shit. So like no.
Oh,
don't really say anything to me about the mask. Because I'll literally record them and post it on Twitter and be like, look at this Karen.
Yeah, I mean, they won't do it to you in person. They'll just say that you're not black on Twitter because that's funny.
Yeah, like fuck that. I don't care.
They're doing that. They're doing that to Nico House really bad. And Nico House is like a progressive, like socialist, and they're like all he does is criticize AOC, like super left policies on everything, but he criticizes AOC. And someone legit said, "Nico, you're not black." And this dude is like dark skinned, like he's not even, you couldn't even pass it, you couldn't know, and they're like, you ain't black,
not a questionable halvesy like me.
I love how with this camera setup I look like more colored than you are.
Yeah, no, you definitely look like you have more of an N-word pass than me right now.
Oh god,
I think I would look like literally a racist if I said that N-word right now, so I'm gonna refrain.
Magnus Panvidia hosts alt-right neo-Nazi
alt-right e-girl Olivia Rondaeu
with French last name.
Yeah, for real. People are always like, why do you have a French last name? Like, are you Creole? Are you Haitian? And I'm like, why does any black person have a European last name? Fucking slavery, dumb shit. Like, what? What do you want me to say? Literally, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? People are like, no, you're definitely Creole. You're definitely Haitian. You're definitely African. I'm like, no, like, I don't speak French. I'm not ethnically French. It's fucking slavery. Like, what do you want me to say?
Dude, I got a bastard name. Like my actual last name is not my family's last name ever. It was just some Ellis Island shit. Cause they're like, well, we can't pronounce your family's last name, so here you go.
That's fucked.
Whoa.
Yep. That happened a lot to like Jewish people, Italian people, just anyone with like a crazy last name.
Yep.
Or
They're like, oh, you're like Tree or John, or just like they just chop it down.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I think like that same thing happened to my best friend's like family. Like her parents, like they're from Albania, and like their last name, like it was supposed to be spelled a certain way, but like I guess like they go further back, like to Ellis Island days, and because it was so hard to like pronounce, they just put like a J in it, even though there's not a J in it.
I mean, you know, perfect example.
For I-9 stuff. Whenever.
Perfect example. You know, Donald Trump. That's what it's supposed to be. But
clearly, when the Trump family came through Ellis Island, they changed it to Trump.
That's
Yeah,
that you didn't know that. That's the Trump before they immigrated to America. It was Trump.
I thought that, like when people were tweeting that, I thought that was just like, okay, you're just trying to like make fun of him or insult him. Trump was his actual last name.
Yeah, German.
Yeah, you're smacked as fuck.
I know.
This is how she acted. She literally had like one twisted tea, and this is how she acted.
Oh fuck!
Oh,
Like,
I'm not a lightweight.
You dead ass are.
Yeah, Dylan in the comments. Yeah, my dad's side of the family is Italian, and they like butchered the fuck out of it. And they're like, I mean, I've already been doxxed so 100 times, so like, Clark, you're Clark now, which is like, that's not an Italian last name at all. But like, this is what you're gonna go by. Like, all right, cool.
So your name is not your actual name. Like you don't have. That's not your real.
No,
I'm
not this cool. Look how like look at this arm. Do you think I have a cool name like that?
Oh, I didn't know. I always wondered about your last name because I thought it was a cool last name. I was like, I wonder how he got that.
No, this is my pagan name when I was on the lesbian Wiccan commune. Yeah, that's a whole fucking. Yeah.
Oh wait, that's how you grew up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me a little bit about
that. No, I'm just Zach Clark. I'm not that cool at all.
Oh, okay.
But people don't care, so I'll just be Magnus Panvidia forever because it's cooler.
Nice.
Hey, if people can choose their gender and be white as hell and say that they're black, like that one chick that ran the NCAACP or whatever. What was it?
Fuck that chick, because now everyone says I look like.
Yeah, if Rachel Dolezal can be black, then I can call myself whatever I want. All right.
Fuck that chick. Literally, anytime I post a picture of me in like curly hair, which is my real hair, get a fucking wig. That was my literally real hair. I've gotten comments like every single time, like, you look like Rachel Dolezal. Oh, I thought that was Rachel Dolezal. Or like, you look like you're white pretending to be black. And like, that's what I hate, because I don't care about like the cultural appropriation thing. I think that's just stupid. Like, girl, if you want to wear braids, get them. It's gonna make your fucking hair fall out because you have straight thin ass hair. But who am I to say that? Like, go get your fucking
it looks like fucking ramen noodle because it's so
you look like shit.
To hell.
You look like shit, but I don't think it's racist. Like, go do that. But my one problem with like the white girls trying to be black trend is that it makes actual mixed people look like they're white girls trying to be black. So that's like what I suffer with, because now everyone thinks I'm just a white bitch trying to be black. I'm like, no, this is like not a wig or like a perm. Like, my hair is actually like that. And like, people have accused me of like trying to get a tan. I'm like, I've never had a fake tan in my life. Like, my skin actually gets dark in the summer. So fuck you.
Whatever.
I want to share my. I want to
share
a video of Jenni drunk off a twisted tea that I have on my Snapchat.
No, don't put her on the internet.
Why are you covering your webcam? That doesn't do shit.
I know. No, she's definitely smacked as fuck because she thinks covering her webcam is gonna stop me. I have to get it off my Snapchat.
I bought two 20 packs of White Claw for the Yale party, and like, we had two people on there. They were the sweetest fucking things ever. They were these two harmless, innocent, like, white girls from New York that, like, one was like a painter and the other one was like very much the Bible study libertarians, I would call them.
Yeah.
Like, they hadn't experienced like my kind of libertarian or your kind of libertarian, where we're like smoking weed and shooting guns and blowing up bombs and stuff. And they got so twisted on the White Claw, and it was bad. And that it was funny because
I'm over White Claw. I'm completely done with like the seltzer trend. The only seltzer I'll drink is like a lemonade seltzer, and even that I'm kind of over.
You just knew the party was going bad when the coordinator had to pull everyone aside and remind them you're not allowed to get into any form of relationship with people you're working with. And it's like, oh no.
Oh well, nobody followed that rule, including myself. So fuck that.
Oh.
I'm not gonna spill on live. Don't even ask.
Yeah.
Okay, you brought it up. Okay.
No, I already regret saying that.
Everyone
who's watching, just never repeat that.
Hey, you already, you can't help yourself. When I was on your show, you talked about homeboy matching with him on Tinder. What's his name?
Oh, fuck no! But when Picture J came on my live stream like the week after you, I talked about it. Like, I admitted to spilling it, and he wasn't mad. He was just like, I think he was shocked that I said that.
You can't help it. Gosh. You're open secret. I'm never telling you.
I'm literally just messy.
I'm never gonna tell you any Boog secrets, Liv. You're gonna be the first person to tell somebody.
Dead ass, like, I'm not even offended because I will get high and say everything on live stream.
It's like, dude, you don't know, but like, Magnus has all these unregistered machine guns. It's so cool. And the FBI agent's like, yes, please tell me more. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. Like I keep trying to figure out how to get it back on the topic, our subjects. We're getting all drunk and stoned and sidetracked, but it really does just seem hopeless of the goddamn conservatives. Do we just like there's got to be something. We can't I'm trying to ponder.
Oh my god. I found the video of Jennifer doing drunk karaoke.
No.
I need to play it. I literally need to figure out how to play it.
Oh no. Oh my gosh.
Why not, Jennifer? Why not?
I never hanging out with you, Liv. I'm gonna do some degenerate shit. We're gonna show it on a podcast.
Oh my god.
No, I will. It's a good performance.
Like,
no, Jennifer, it's the one with Keaton.
Internet, bro. The internet is forever. What if I want to run office?
Oh shit! Hang on. Oh, we can add it to the stream. Oh, she's getting it.
I can't hear the sound.
No, there won't be any sound. You'll be spared from that. But
I just love it, guys. I'm sorry.
See, you couldn't hear it, so you're safe from that. I think it was funnier for like.
Honestly, she's a good singer. I wish there was an option to like share the audio, but yeah.
Oh,
the
Kitty.
pile of clothes in the corner was from like the 3 guys that were sleeping on air mattresses in that room because there was not enough beds.
Yeah, there was no AC in our Airbnb either, which is probably another reason why I quit. I was like, fuck this.
There wasn't in any ours either, like for the first week, and then this guy Ryan, who I'm actually friends with, he was like such a diva about it, and he literally went and paid to stay in a hotel until the Airbnb guy fixed the AC. So he was in a hotel for like a couple nights out of his own pocket.
Yep. But yeah, Kitty, that's definitely somebody's Kitty. I know you in real life, Sasha. I do want to get Garrett's widow on because that would be really cool, especially after the police fucking threw her out of her wheelchair in Austin, which was like, what the fuck? That was a thing.
What the fuck happened?
So Garrett Foster, the guy who got shot and killed at the Austin BLM protest, his widow, she's like a quadruple amputee. And she was at a protest and the cops like grabbed her by the wheelchair and just like pushed her out of the way, like up to the curb, and then just like let her fall out of the wheelchair and was like, fuck you, and just walked away. Oh my God. I was like,
that's fun.
Yeah, that's somebody I'd like to get on to talk to for sure. I'm so awful at getting guests because I was supposed to have someone else on tonight, and they were like, I told you May 6th. And I'm like, oh fuck. That's why I made that post of like, friends, please.
Yeah, you sounded a little desperate to that. And then you tagged me like I had literally no other choice.
You could have just said no. You're not obligated.
No, I wanted to because I was just like, I was bored tonight. Oh shit, I do have to get off in like an hour though. We can't talk for 3 hours like we did last time.
No, I never run this over like an hour and a half. Even
okay, cool.
The anarchy thing that only went like 2 hours, and I could
because the bitch has homework.
Because y'all are young babies. That's why I titled this The New Conservatives, because you guys are the babies.
I'm not new though. I've been like online. I've been perpetually online for like 3 years.
But you got to consider the context of new when the average conservative is like a 60-year-old man.
That's
like,
true.
You know, the Stop the Steal protests were hilarious because like again, I love everyone who showed up to those protests. I love when people get out in the streets and actually like attempt to do anything fucking meaningful, even if I disagree with it. But like these guys, man, you could tell that they had not gone in public like this ever in their life. You had these like 55-year-old like balding like chubby guys that were like, well, what do we do at a protest? And they started stealing BLM chants. They started going like, whose streets, our streets, and all this shit. It was so funny. It was so cute.
That is adorable. I got back to DC from Georgia because I was knocking on the Senate races. 2 worst candidates ever. But I got back to DC on like January 7th, and there was I was like walking through the city with Patriot J, by the way, but it was not a day. This was not Tinder. No, everyone stop.
Very Sundere of you. I don't know if I
no. But we came across this big stack of like stop the steal signs on the side of the road on like Pennsylvania Avenue. Like it was so close to the White House. And we just picked them up and started taking pictures with them. And people literally thought we were looking at us like we were crazy.
Oh, I know.
We didn't really care. He's like a troll. Like he's like not actually like.
I saw you get canceled on Twitter for that. Of like you're talking to a girl who held "Stop the Steal" signs. You're like, bro, this was literally
I was like, this is literally the day after. We weren't there. This picture was clearly taken at night, and we were like, it just clearly wasn't from the rally. We were like staying from like some random hotel when we took that, and his mom took that picture. That's why it wasn't the day his mom was there.
The picture. How did they know to take the picture? Like, that could have been like set up somehow. I feel like you were set up so that way they could take a picture. And
his mom, your mom, somebody took that picture. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, his mom took that picture.
Yes, his mom set them up. Now
Jenny's all high on like some conspiracy shit right now. Like his mom set us up for failure.
Works for the FBI.
No, we smoked weed with his mom, just walking around. It was nice, and then she took that picture.
But like that's like, it's so ridiculous. But like one controversial person I might have on is the BLM activist that got busted being inside the Capitol building.
No.
Oh, he was like
that was just mega cringe. I
don't know if there was more, but there was one dude that he was like a local like Idaho or something like that BLM activist, and he was there with a CNN reporter, and then he went on CNN later to talk about it, and then he got busted like being on camera, being like, "We're breaking in this motherfucker. Let's go. Let's tear it." Like, yeah,
inciting violence.
Yeah, because on CNN he was like, "It was crazy, and we just got swept up on it, and I was just there to see what was going on." But then all the videos, he's like, "Let's go!" So it's like, apparently
insane.
Apparently, he popped back up, and he's doing live streams right now, trying to like redeem his name. And I'm like,
No, that's shady as fuck. That's sketch.
That'd be a spicy conversation though, because it's like. So how do you feel both proving and disproving a conspiracy at the same time?
Right. He's a Fed. He's a Fed for sure.
Oh, here's I probably, what, fuck it. I have the FBI visit me enough that I'll give him another reason to visit me. That guy, I forget, I think his name's like Jonathan Sullivan or something like that. He invited me and two of the anti-fascist girls from the Unity Coalition to a Discord channel. And we were in a Discord channel with him for like 2 weeks. And then Kitty, one of the Antifa girls, was like, I got a bad feeling about this dude. And we all jumped out. And that was like a month before January 6th. So like, I was like,
I don't join Discord channels because I think there's always like weird, like either creeps, perverts, or feds in them. And that was probably a Fed in your Discord.
Yeah, probably. Now he has all, well, I mean, they all, yeah. But yeah, so I knew that dude, and he was trying to do like Unity stuff beforehand of like, because that's why he invited all of us in there. He's like, I want to get like conservatives and everybody together and like, so we can fight the establishment. Like,
yeah, because you're clearly a conservative.
But yeah, well, he was admitted like BLM guy, but he was trying to do what I'm doing. Like, before.
Yeah,
that's why I was interested to talk to him. But then he gets busted on January 6th being inside the Capitol building. So it's like, what were you doing, homie? What were you up to?
And you're the one that everyone says was inside the Capitol, or like at least inciting violence on January 6th.
Yeah, I mean, I
hate how everyone says that was the Blue Blue Boys. No, that was like some crazy ass fucking like the federal informant Proud Boys and like their fucking grandmas. Like that was not Boog.
No, yeah, like again, we don't go anywhere without guns. Literally, that's why we don't protest in DC, because you can't have a gun. So it's like, no, we had nothing to do with that. I mean, you had Mike Dunn and his idiots in Virginia being like, we're on our way with fire teams and stuff like that, but they never did anything. So it's just stupid. It was internet shit posting. And then they locked John Slavinsky, my guy, up for inciting a riot when he was in Kentucky over January 6th. So that was fun. He's getting out recently. They tried to get him on federal charges, and he's getting out of jail soon.
Oh, shit.
He was literally shit posting from his apartment, and they tried to get him on federal inciting a riot charges.
But what did he post?
I think the exact thing they got him for is he said something like, if it goes down in Washington, it's going to go down everywhere. So like, get your plate carriers and rifles and meet up here. Which like, that's a perfectly like normal reaction to like in that moment when we were all watching it and they're like, these dudes are fighting cops and they're like breaking down the barricades. It's like, oh yeah, dude, like, things might go down. Like, you be ready. I don't think anybody was not feeling that way when they were watching it, of like, oh shit, is this it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Somebody get Jennifer like a fucking wellness check. She's about to be
fine. I'm fine.
No. Look at her. This is pathetic. You're
core
literally
up from the floor up. It's good.
She's about to green out.
To green out?
Yeah, she's
I've
done.
never fucking heard that before.
Really? That happened to me when I was like in high school. Like, you would just like get so high, you just like throw up and just get like so sick.
Oh no! I'm smoking the Delta 8.
Oh,
I don't know what the fuck that is.
You on the CBD shit?
It's like regular THC, and then like
CBD.
It's less intoxicating.
Yeah, it's like 89% CBD, like 9% THC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lady offered
the
that
one
to me
that
yesterday.
I have is 95% Delta 8 and then 5% terpenes.
Nice.
Terpenes. I forget, where's my...
I think if we put her on a green screen right now, her ass would be transparent.
Why are you guys trying to put me on a green screen?
I wish I had the ability to share audio for you guys in the audience, because that video that she was singing.
You'll just have to DM it to me so I can just enjoy it privately.
Oh, I will. Yeah, everyone, literally just tag me on Twitter if anyone wants this video of Jenni doing some crazy. It actually was good. I have like a minute-long video of her drunkenly singing. No, I have like a minute-long video.
How bad is this karaoke that you might get canceled for it? I'm intrigued.
She was singing Halo by Beyonce. It was actually really good.
I was gonna say, if AOC can stripper dance on a roof of a building and be fine, you're good.
Yep.
That's why I always share that meme where it's like Thomas Sowell and he's like, "Do not fall for the socialist titties," and it's just a picture of AOC dancing.
What the fuck?
You haven't seen that? Oh my god, I'm gonna send this shit to you. It's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I guess our conclusion is that Yow's cool, conservatives are lame, and there's no saving them. And I guess we need to form our own liberty movement that isn't the LP and isn't the Conservative Party, and just like do our own thing, because the LP is a constant dumpster fire as much as I love them.
Well, I don't know, because like I'm still like, I still identify with conservatives, but like I guess I'm disgruntled or something as far as what they're doing. But as far as going on to a different party and starting our own thing, I just want to make liberty win. It sounds...
Well, I'm not even talking about party. I'm just talking about like movement. Like stop begging these fucking people to come out, because they're not gonna fight for anything. They barely fought for Donald Trump. Like their biggest fight they could do was sitting around a bunch of state capitals for like 1 month complaining, and then like whatever the clown fiesta on January 6th was, and like that was their whole thing. So it's like, like if you're not getting arrested, then you're not accomplishing a lot. That's my opinion. That's why I did like
arrested, then like you're just sitting in a jail cell until whenever. But like, I don't know.
But that was all the Republicans that just opened their businesses and got like a shit ton of tickets, and a bunch of them got arrested and everything like that. Like, that's what we need. That's what we need on like a grand scale.
Yeah, like, we need conservatives that are going to like take a stand on their principles, like not back and cower.
Period.
But that's the main thing they run into, is they worship the boot so much that they're like, well, I can't break the law to protest. And it's like,
bro, they be deep throwing that boot.
It's like
they be slobbering all over it.
Is a bad thing when it's also our First Amendment right. They claim that they're so pro free speech, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who the original quote is, but PB Gomez from the Latino Rifle Association, which again is a socialist rifle association. He put it best for me that a protest with a permit is just a parade.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like,
Interesting.
That's perfect. And that's all they do. They get their permit and they show up with their porta potties and they say, "Thank you, officer, for allowing me to complain about lockdowns." And then they sit up there and, you know, social distance a little bit and complain about masks. And then they go home.
Right.
And then, like I said, like the real ones, like the barber in Michigan and the big boys and that bar down in Texas are like, we're opening up and we're having armed guards and they have to shut us down by force. Like, it's like, okay.
Even something like that happened in my area, in the Dallas area. Like Shelley Luther, she's actually like we're both in the same county Republican Party, but
I love Shelley Luther.
Yeah. She did that same thing. Like she opened her hair salon in the middle of the pandemic.
Went to fucking jail.
Yeah. Went to jail. Had to spend a night in jail because she opened it up because she needed to feed, like, her employees needed to feed their families.
It was like 3 nights, wasn't it?
I think it was. It probably was 3 nights, but yeah.
And I can say it with no remorse and no sympathy. But if you literally allowed your business to go under and now your kids are like you're looking for like assistance so your kids don't starve and you're a conservative and you didn't fight that, you're a bitch. And I don't feel bad about you at all. If you literally let them take away your business to where it's permanently closed, you did nothing about it, like whatever. Like me, like my business is reliant on other people doing business. Like I can't just go and open an artist booth at a festival if there's no festival. So like I'm kind of fucked. But if you ran a bar or something like that, and you're like a Trump loving Republican or whatever, and then you allowed that to go out of business and you never reopened or anything, and now you're applying for like unemployment, whatever, you're a bitch. Like,
yeah, and like the whole time they were sitting on Twitter like, open up now, like open up the fucking lockdowns, and they didn't do shit.
Yeah, it's like you first, dude. You first. And it was funny too because like that was the point, like where I went from like having more friends in BLM than I did in conservatives was in Michigan when they were doing the lockdown caravan in Lansing, when Whitmer said that you couldn't buy seeds or go fishing or fill your boat up or anything like that. All the Boogaloo boys were on the Michigan Republican page and like, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? And we're like, open up your business and we'll provide armed security. And they kicked us off. They're like, you guys are too radical. And they kicked us out of the event and said that we weren't welcome or anything. We showed up anyways because fuck them. And then the event was all about us instead of them, and they didn't accomplish anything. But literally, like we were booted off their Facebook page. We were banned from everything for just suggesting like just open your businesses.
Yeah,
you're literally
just open your businesses and then get some armed security.
And I like right. And to be perfectly clear to people too, like I'm not even talking about like get into gunfights when they come to shut you down. The thing is that if you have what, like Texas was a perfect example. That was one bar. It had 10 armed duty security, and they had to send 37 cops, 2 armored vehicles, and a Bearcat down there to shut that down. So now take that and have 100 businesses with 10 armed guards, and there's just the resources required to shut you down are too much for them to be able to do fucking anything about it. So it's like, that's all I wanted the Michigan Republicans to do. And they cucked out like immediately. And it was like, oh God, there's no help for you.
The only way to like make these like agents know like what's up, you have to show like force. Force recognizes force. So
yeah, that's the whole thing about showing up armed to protest is like, it makes violence not happen because nobody wants to fuck around anymore. Like, I'll probably.
That's when they remember, like, oh yeah, I only have one life, so let me not waste it.
Yeah, because I'll probably share the video in like a couple more weeks when like the statute of limitations has kind of gone out on the event. But there was an event early on where these like 2 piss-wasted white guys. Like, I'm sure they had nothing to do with politics. They had no idea why they were there. They were just mad. They went to this BLM protest and they were like grabbing people's banners and like pushing people and like screaming at them, everything. They're super drunk. And one of our guys literally just walks up and he's like, you guys are causing a problem. He's like, they're calling me racist. I'm like, I don't think you're a racist. You just need to leave. He's like, well, I'm not leaving. And he literally pulls open his coat and he has an AR-15. He's like, you're leaving. And the dude goes, oh shit, and walks out. So like went from like fist fighting strangers to like peace in like 5 minutes. And all he had to do was show that thing. Didn't have to point it at nobody, threaten it with nobody. And he immediately fucking left. And it's like, yeah, that's why we.
Is that not a threat though? Is opening and showing that not a threat?
I mean, it's brandishing, but fuck them. I don't care. I went on a whole rant with like, I blew like so many liberal and like left-wing people's minds on my Twitter when like I explained to them the laws about brandishing, because they're like, fire a warning shot. Oh, that's illegal. Well, it's like, just point the gun at them and tell them to leave. Oh, that's illegal. Like, just have the gun in your hand and threaten them and tell them that you're going to shoot them if they don't leave. That's illegal. They're like, so the only legal thing is to shoot them 12 times? I'm like, yes, welcome to firearms laws. This is why this shit's stupid. That's why we're telling you these laws are dumb. I would love if somebody broke in that door. I could just point the AR at them and tell them to get the fuck out. But I would go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
So then, but I won't go to jail if I shoot them a bunch of times, and that's why gun laws are stupid.
Shall not be infringed.
Hey, Caboose finally made it. Caboose, you're late. This is my boy right here. He's literally in the picture with fucking Black Panthers. This guy's a mad lad.
Wow.
He's the whitest ginger in the world, and he showed up to Atlanta Black Panthers and was like, "Can I chill with you guys?" And they were like, "Sweet, come on in." And they just vibed. It was awesome.
Wow.
I love gingers.
Well, he's so ginger, he gets like a sunburn under like a lamp. Like,
just my type.
Oh shit, Caboose, we got hook you up with Liv.
Oh,
remember, Twitter isn't a dating site, but it actually is a dating site.
It's not.
No. I've seen people like I've been mutuals with on Twitter like get engaged. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Twitter's a fucking dating site, bro. They just don't. It's an elaborate dating site.
I've met people off of there before, but the only one you could say was a date, which really wasn't a date, was like Patriot J, but that was like a long ass time ago. Dude,
the more you talk about it, the less I believe you.
I think we went on like I don't know what he would consider a date. I think we basically went on like one date, and then he like moved to California. That's it. He said he wrestled in high school. That's funny.
No, see, live streams are the real. That's the final boss of dating websites. Get you a comment section boyfriend.
Fuck no. I mean, maybe if they're ginger, but fuck no.
I just ordered my fucking Heineken. All right. We're losing the plot super hard. Fuck it. I don't know. Is there anything else? Not y'all have stolen my podcast. Is there anything you want to talk about, or are we just gonna?
I would just like to say that this candle I'm using smells really good. But the other day, I dropped my lighter and I bent down to get it, and my hair caught on fire. So it was like 2 days ago.
So no more Cop Mala for a while you back. By the way, everyone in the comments haven't seen Liv's fucking Cop Mala videos. Holy shit. It's only a matter of time before Donald Trump Jr. shares one of those out. If people keep snitching on YouTube.
He's kind of a meme lord. But yeah, I hope he would share it. Oh my god, this is a story that I don't think I've shared on a live stream before. I have tweeted about it before, but when I was like, this was a long time ago, it was like 2018, early 2018, so I was still 17. I followed Donald Trump Jr. on Instagram. For some reason, I was like obsessed with him, especially when he grew a beard. I was just like, like, I was like, give me that.
He's like the most boring looking white dude in the world.
When he grew that beard, let me tell you, when he grew that beard, I literally found him so ugly until he grew a beard. But anyways, he posted like a mirror selfie, like a gym selfie on Instagram or some shit. And I commented and I was like, show us your workout routine. And he replied, I don't think you can handle it. Winky face, winky face. And I was like, what? Like, why is Donald Trump Jr. flirting with me on Instagram? I'm literally a child. And then I met him like a few months later, and I could tell, like, I looked in his face and I felt like he recognized me. I was like, hey, like,
Oh my
I'm
god,
like,
you almost Matt Gates fucking Donald Trump Jr.
Yo, he was mad awkward in person.
I was like, you're literally a child. Wait a second, how old were you? Like,
13.
Oh fucking god, bro.
Like low key, I feel like I could have claimed that and like turned it into a big thing, but I don't really care because like it was just like some winky emojis on Instagram, and like we met in person. It was not like he like molested me or something, but I just thought it was funny.
Oh no, you're fucked now. Like some FBI plant that's of the 11 people that are watching. It's like rapidly writing a fucking BuzzFeed article right now.
Funny to see him in person after that weirdly provocative comment. I was like, what? Like, why'd you say that?
Oh yeah, and Caboose and fucking anyone who wants to come out, we're going to be in Mansfield, Ohio next weekend. I don't know, weekend after that. I'm so bad with dates, but we're gonna go there, and that's gonna be super cool. We have a little event planned there. Anyone wants to come out?
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh god, you got jailbait, you got twin titter conservative, like you just
Dude, I literally have so much tea on like DC conservatives or just anyone. Like really, for a while when I was like kind of like on the Trump train, like for some reason every like big MAGA like social media influencer like literally loved me, and I still like talk to them, some of them to this day, but like they told me like weird shit. Like I feel like I can't talk about people's secrets and stuff, but I feel like I'd like know way too much about Republicans than I ever cared to know at this point.
That was when I was hanging out with all of like the Convo Couch people and like Nico House, and there was even a guy from the American Civil Liberties Union and stuff at that house, and I learned like so much inside dirty laundry on these like a lot of these shitty progressives and everything that like people don't know about. They were just like, this motherfucker was doing this, and this dude was like fondling this girl when she was drunk, like all this like dirty California politics shit, and they're like, you will not believe how awful these people are. And it's like, and these are progressive telling me this, like, you know, like, yeah. So it's like, holy fuck. I guess that's a good question. We could start our way out on here. What's y'all feelings on Senior Dave Smith?
I have conflicting feelings on him. Overall, I think he's good for the liberty movement. So let me preface by saying that I think some of his views and like people he's like cool with are a little suspect. I'm okay with free speech. I'm against people getting the platform. But like he made this weird video on like race and IQ, and I was watching it and I was like, yeah, this is like weird as fuck. Like this is like some alt-right like gateway shit. Like he was like, yeah, like the different races have different average IQs, like some races are smarter than the others, but we don't really know why. But what we do know is that like IQ impacts a lot of people. And I was like, that's a little sus. And then I sent it to like my friend and who's black and who will call out like racism and stuff. And he's a conservative and a fan of Dave Smith. And I was like, what do you think about this? And he was like, no, Olivia, like he believes in like the science behind it, but he treats everybody the same, and like he's like not racist. And I was like, okay, I just think anyone that talks about like race realism is just like a fucking weirdo, honestly.
Yeah. That stuff's weird. But he fucking kills it so often that it makes me conflicted a lot on it. Like, I don't know. Like, I
want to have him on the show because I want to talk to him about it more. Like I said, I don't dislike him. I think he's like a net plus for the liberty movement, but I think some of his views are a little sus. And I'm just like, why would you say that? Like,
yeah, and it's just something that like people that aren't inherently antagonistic to him, some people that are quote unquote like us on his side, you know, broadly.
Yeah, like, I have no problem with him.
Right, like tell me what you really meant about this. Like, what were you really getting at? What was your intention? Yeah. Why'd you bring this up? Because like it's the thing people keep talking about, and it's like,
yeah, and it was like a video of him defending why he was not friends with, but like he would talk to and platform Stefan Molyneux, who is like a known like race realist, like race scientist, white nationalist, whatever you want to say, but he's known for saying that black people have like really low IQs. And
well, he's like the super Hoppian. Like he's an anarchist. He's not a white nationalist at all, but he really does buy into the race and IQ shit. So he's like,
he's like he's crazy because he'll literally post like the craziest shit about black people and be like, I feel so bad for them. Like there's nothing we can do to help them. I'm like, you don't really care about us. Like you're literally racist.
That's like the liberal and conservative version of racism. Like
it was, you're right. He doesn't support like the government actually coming in and making an ethno state, but he in theory, like,
well, that's the whole Hoppian kind of thing is like with Hop and like democracy, the system that died or whatever is essentially it was like a group of people that are like, well, we can't ask the government to solve the race issue, so we just get rid of the government and then we can be racist without the government. And
yeah.
Like,
oh wait, let me answer the phone for 1 second. I want to mute myself and be back.
okay. Right as I'm like closing it out, she's gonna have a phone call. This fucking woman. This fucking Dan Behrman does need to run again because this dude is like the most fucking libertarian dude doing the most libertarian shit in fucking Texas, and people need to put.
He's gonna be running for governor in Texas.
Nice. I'll move to fucking Texas just to vote for the dude because like I always sit there like if you are a conservative, then you need to do conservative stuff. If you're a libertarian, you need to do libertarian stuff. So like, if you're a libertarian, you should actively be breaking laws. Like, it doesn't have to be like crazy laws, but like, you should have unregistered machine guns. You should not be paying taxes. Like, you should be smoking weed. Like, if it's illegal, that's like libertarian stuff. And Dan took that to the next level where Dan's like on Twitter being like, hey, I just smuggled a bunch of insulin from Mexico. If you want to come get it, it's like right here. And it's like on Twitter, like not even giving a fuck. Like, hey, I just literally committed a felony. Come get your cheap insulin. I'm like, that's libertarian shit. And then while he's doing it, he's giving this big speech about like, oh, this is why we need to get the government out of healthcare. This is why we need like, you know, super privatized, unregulated health system. Because here, look, I just stole this shit from Mexico. And like,
yeah, no.
Good on him.
This is why I'm a libertarian, Jenni V libertarian, not Jenni V anarchist. I like limited government, but not no.
Oh, I'm the turbo anarchist. I'm like,
oh my god.
Yeah, you know, I think David got a little bit mad at me today for not being like a turbo anarchist, and I was like, you guys aren't going to convince me to be an anarchist. Like
that you know,
I believe in some laws
that you know of. We'll get you eventually. Just wait.
I don't think so because you guys keep trying. But like literally, he was like so. I felt like I was just so shocked because it was like a post about. I retweeted like an LP article on why that they were like they're like mad that childhood transitioning was like being made illegal in like some southern states. And I was like, why are like the woketarians so worried about like this? Like personally, like I don't want to argue about it if someone believes differently in the chat or anything. But like I think like children going under procedures to transition is like pretty abusive, and I'm fine with that being illegal. Like that's fine to me. And then he got so mad that I retweeted that, and he was like putting like this like rolling eyes emoji, and I was like, what? Like David, like
I mean, cool. I even said that of like I'm like again, we're not going to argue about it because it's I don't find any energy in arguing about this stuff. But I even posted in like a group chat or whatever. I'm like, well, she's a conservative.
Yeah, I was like, what did you guys expect? I'm not an anarchist. I support a limited government when it comes to protecting people, and when I think how it protects children.
There is one thing on that a lot of people are missing, and I've been preaching about it. How do you feel about the Alabama, Kentucky, and then Utah did laws that were attempting to ban it up to the age of 21?
No, I think 18 across the board is a good age.
Yeah, I think that is some things that like both sides are missing, because you obviously have some people that when it's banned, they're like, it's awful. And then like other people that like when it's permitted, they're like, this is great. You know, like there's the obvious like 18 above, 18 below people. And in that argument that they're missing that a lot of these laws do it all the way up to 21, or even one's 19. The Alabama one's 19, and then the Utah one's 21. And it's like,
yeah, I just feel like it's so inconsistent across the board. Like, honestly, I feel like the age of consent should be 18 too. I find it weird that like in certain states, like a 6-year-old can sleep with an adult. I just feel like across the board, you know, drinking age, everything should be 18.
Well, that's why those laws are so fucky though, because the only reason those laws exist is so 18-year-old high schoolers are not going to prison for fucking 17-year-old high schoolers.
Well, they have Romeo and Juliet laws and stuff though.
Yeah, but instead it applies to a 16-year-old dating a 32-year-old, but they're like age of consent, and it's like
yeah, it's like the culture is so backwards because Americans especially are so quick to call anything grooming. Personally, if both y'all are over 18, I don't really care. I mean, if you're like 18 dating a 50-year-old, that's suspect, but I don't think like that.
If you're 18 and you're dating a 53-year-old, you're the one that's fleecing that person, okay? Like the predator in that situation is probably the 18-year-old.
Do not get in trouble. Do not get in trouble. Do not get in trouble. No, but like you can do that is like so sus. Like I've seen on TikTok, like Generation Z is so famous for this, but they'll say like a relationship between like an 18-year-old and a 25 is like pedophilia, and 25-year-old is like pedophilia. But once you're 18, you can get an OnlyFans and post it online for like 75-year-old men to jack off to. Like either it's 18 or nothing at all. Because honestly, OnlyFans, I feel like you're much more likely to be groomed on there than just by dating.
That happens in a lot of like. Because I'm in with the Antifa now, so like I talk to a lot of these people, and they get so fucking annoyed with it because the younger people, yeah, they'll try to cancel like some bigger person in the anti-fascist movement. And he was like, he was using his power and influence to groom these girls, and it's like, well, how old are the girls? And like 21, 23, 25. I'm like, you're a fucking adult, okay? Like it might make him a scumbag. Like,
yeah,
you can still be an asshole.
A pedophile, not a pedophile.
But you're not a fucking pedophile. Like, don't use the word groom. Like, you have other words for that shit, you know? And it's like, fuck, man. And they deal with that all the time. Which, like, don't get me wrong. I'm part of the wood chipper caucus, man. Like, I'm all feet first. We don't need laws to stop pedophilia. We just need extreme violence. But people do take that shit too far. 100%.
Yeah.
They're jumping the line with it. But people are weird.
Let me answer this.
The chat has blown up. Let
me answer this question real quick because somebody said, "What's the difference between a walkaway and turning point?" I know Olivia likes the first, but not the latter. I mean, without getting too difficult into politics and stuff, the walkaway people treated me nice. The turning point people treat me like shit.
If turning point people is Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro and everything, and the whole like actually
Ben Shapiro is YAF.
And then
yeah, well, and like that's basically the main difference. Like people on Turning Point, they were pieces of shit to me. People in Walkaway, I disagree with some of like the Walkaway people's politics because like some of it is kind of neoconish, but they were nice to me, and like I really have no negative experiences with them. So like I'll rep them, I'll fight for them. And Brandon Straka, he's being used as a scapegoat right now because
his ass went to jail.
Yeah, he got federal. He's out of jail, but he got hit with some federal charges.
They arrested him for the January 6th riots, even though his ass
was like federal charges for inciting a riot on January 6th, but there's like no proof besides like they basically wanted to use him as a scapegoat because he had a lot of followers, a lot of supporters, and he was a scheduled speaker in front of the Capitol that day, but he never like encouraged anyone to break in.
Yeah, wow. He was literally just at the rally and then fucking went home, and they tried to hit him with federal charges.
Wow.
But that's so funny that you say that there's neocon policies in the walkaway because a lot of people don't know this history time, but a lot of the original neoconservatives were ex-communists, and there is like a direct like socialist to communist to neocon pipeline of like they go from like, well, these left-wing policies aren't really working, so what we do is we take some right-wing policies and we implement them globally by force.
Tell me why that's exactly describing half of Gen Z GOP, dude. They were all like on the Bernie campaign, and now they're like Ron DeSantis supporters.
If you look at like Kissinger and like all of like the original neoconservatives, they're ex-Marxists. Like they were like Marxist Leninists, hammer and sickle, like communists, and then became neoconservatives. There's a pipeline from communist to neoconservative. It's hilarious.
Makes sense.
You just gave me another fucking tool in the tool belt. I'm so interested because I did like the walk away people, and then you're right. Like as it went on, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, some of them are just like kind of boomer Trump supporters, but like whatever, they were nice. And also like they're not a student organization; it's adults. So like you're not going to go to one of their conferences and seeing 16-year-olds being like preyed on by adults. It's like they're all like old. It's just not full of degeneracy like Turning Point conferences are. And I think they're a little bit more honest. I think that the people in Walkaway were less involved with it for fame, and they like more, believed in what they were saying. And a lot of Turning Point people
Well,
They
Turning
grifted.
Point's run by Candace Owens, who's like the biblical grifter. So
She's not. Charlie Kirk runs it.
I mean, Candace is like deeply. Her face is all over it and everything like that.
Yeah, well,
like,
she doesn't. She was the director of communications, but she hasn't had an official job there in like 2 years.
Yeah.
She just speaks at the conferences now.
Ooh.
But me and Candace have like an awkward history, I think.
She's grifter supreme because a lot of people don't know that she ran like an SJW doxing website back in the day.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even want to call her a grifter because I think she genuinely believes what she says, and I feel like because I've like spoken to her privately and in person about this. I think she genuinely believes what she says.
I think you're a good judge of character, but I'll still.
Nah, like we've talked. She's definitely like who she says she is, but from a lot of people in Turning Point, it's like no, that's not the case at all.
I think she meant face, but
yeah, he has really small facial features and just like a big giant head.
Literally, somebody posted in a group chat like an hour ago of like who will win, Charlie Kirk's ever shrinking face or what's her name from Liberty Hangouts? Like,
Caitlin Bennett.
Yeah, Caitlin Bennett's pants. It's like poor shit. All right, we've officially totally derailed. It's an hour and a half. So let all these scrubs in the chat know where they can find you. If you got any shows coming up, any events, what you're doing.
Oh yeah, tomorrow 8 p.m. on my channel, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Spike Cohen will be live with me. I'll be interviewing him. We're answering some live questions, some live comments.
I made that happen.
Yes. Oh, yes. All credit to Magnus because I mentioned like offhand to him when he was on my channel that I wanted to talk to Spike and I was like a big fan. And then he told me that he had mentioned me to Spike. And so I went and watched his show and he was like talking me up to Spike, like, oh, like Olivia's like a big fan. And he was like, oh yeah, I know Olivia. And I was like, oh my God, he knows who I am. And then he DM'd me. I didn't even have to DM him. He DM'd me and was like, he was like, oh, someone mentioned to you on my show. I forgot who it was though. And I was like, Magnus. And he was like, yeah, it was Magnus. I forgot.
It's so funny. Real quick, there was like a very brief little bit of Boogaloo drama to where like some of the more conservative dudes threw a big shit fit, and it was like, you're misleading the movement, and you're too friendly with BLM, and you're talking about like fuck all the again on a show with a bunch of conservatives right now, and
I thought like, Boog was always cool with BLM.
Not always. No, it was a kind of a growing relationship. Either way, they threw a big shit fit, and one of them was like, I've done a lot of things, man. I was armed security for Spike for like 3 events, and Spike wouldn't be cool with what you're doing, whatever. And Spike literally chimes in. He's like, I like Magnus a lot, and I'm like, get fucked.
Get fucked.
All right, so you got Spike coming on. What else you got?
Who else is coming? Oh, Hannah Griff will be on my channel. She was supposed to be on tonight, but she had class, is what she told me. Maybe she was lying, but. She's coming on my channel on May 10th, I want to say. I think it's a Monday. And then sometime later in the month, Hotep Jesus and Uncle Hotep will be on my channel. We're having a Hotep night.
I'm excited for that. I want to talk to
for those who don't know, I
curious.
am Black, even though I appear to be very Caucasian at the moment. So, I am participating in Hotep night.
Okay, and what you got going on, Jenny? What's your immediate schedule?
Well, I don't have anything happening like immediately, but there's this conference that's happening in August.
Revolution.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps telling me to fill out this form to get them to fly me out there.
This is my name.
No. Fuck that. Go to your office and just tell them to do it. I'm an anarchist. I'm not filling out any form. I want to go. I want to get the sponsorship. Just grease some palms.
Wait, Jenny, can I get a travel stipend? Can I get a plane ticket?
If you're willing to fill out a form, I'm not willing to do it.
Is there a form for me, Jenny?
Yes, there is a link that I can send to you to fill out the travel stipend thing. But we'll send those out once we send out the invitations for the conference.
Is it one of those things where I have to get a stipend? I have to be on the campaign?
No. I don't think so. No.
Okay, because that's what it was last year.
Ben's been trying to get me to do it for like 2 weeks now, and I just keep I keep forgetting to because I just fucking hate.
Oh my god, I'm gonna meet so many Liberty people in real life. It's gonna be great.
Anyway,
I want to go to Pork Fest and I want to go to Revolution really bad. So
yeah. Anyway, Young Americans for Liberty is having a conference this summer. It's called Revolution 2021. It's essentially going to be the rebirth of the Liberty movement. A ton of libertarians and conservators.
Oh my god, are you thinking about Free Britney? Because I was totally thinking about Free Britney too. Because she's going to court to get out of her conservatorship.
That's so funny.
You guys talking about Britney Spears over here?
Leave Britney alone.
Leave Britney. Leave Britney alone.
Anyway, it's happening August 5th through August 7th. It's a really great opportunity to network with people, have fun, and learn how to further the Liberty movement. So go to yaliberty.org/revolution to apply and use Jenni the Libertarian as a reference.
Cool. And I'll have to
money.
I'll have to add you and Ben to a group chat, and you can like fight to the death about who gets who gets the name on my application.
So Jenni, who were some of the speakers? Is Ron Paul gonna be there?
Yes, he should be there.
Naomi let it slip. I don't think she was supposed to, but Edward Snowden's supposed to be speaking.
He's like calling in, right?
Yeah, I mean he ain't showing up. No, he'd be fucking drone strike the moment he touched U.S.
Yeah, figured.
Yeah, we might have something in the works for that guy. So
Naomi already she was my first guest on this show, and she was like, "I don't think I'm supposed to say it," and I'm like, "You're gonna say it."
Is that just the voice you do to mimic females, or does she really sound like that?
Naomi. No, Naomi is way more awkward than that.
I don't think I know what her voice sounds like. No, I've never talked to her before, but I feel like I have to let her know that I did my look based off of her looks today.
No, I'm gonna at her like immediately.
I met Naomi
at Jessie too. I want her to see it.
I want to know what happened to fucking Diego, because Diego is the one that like got me into all this fucking shit. So it's like,
I don't know.
He's Texas Yal, like he was
Diego who?
Diego Rodrigo something. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. He was regional director for a little while, and then.
Oh wait, that's a whole thing. Let's not go into that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're gonna have to tell me some other dish. Okay, here we go. All right. Well, anyways, we're gonna close that out.
That's like some Yao 2 shit.
Oh no. Oh fuck. Okay, never mind. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that later. But thanks for everybody for tuning in to our drunk, stoned, fucking rambling as we are. Again, our conclusion to saving the conservative movement in America is getting drunk and stoned and complaining about them. So that's the final conclusion to the show. So thanks for everybody tuning in. I'll be back next week with Sky, which is one of my favorite people on there, and then I'm going on fucking Josh's show from Josh Break the Cycle, and maybe Shane Hazel's show as well, or Shane might be coming on my show. I don't know. So I got busy fucking doing all sorts of shit, and then we'll be in Mansfield, Ohio, like next week for the event over there too. So I'll be everywhere as always, tired, falling apart, lack of sleep, getting fat. You know me. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for ladies for coming on and complaining with me, and
thank you so much.
See y'all later.
Bye.